Hello and welcome to this in-depth video about setting up the customer portal. So this will be a longer and slower video that shows you how to set up the customer portal. The portal is a simple ticketing website. It's a separate website from your Axosoft production account where your Axosoft users go in to log in and update workflow step, log work logs. All that is what the Axosoft users do. The portal is for external users, people who are not Axosoft users, but wish to create items, view items, edit items, and so all to have their whatever items they report will land in a target project folder in your own Axosoft account so that your team can work on it or review their changes or review their suggestions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you need before you can even start configuring the customer portal. I'll be going over portal security roles and how to set those up. And then I'll go through an example of creating a customer contact, logging in as that customer contact. What is it that this person sees when they log in based off their portal security roles? I'll go over some of the advanced settings in the customer portal settings section, and then I'll just cover a few minor details before we conclude this video. So let me go to my Axosoft account. So I'm using a Mac here and I'm just switching between different tabs in my browser, my Google Chrome browser. And so you're going to need three things before you can even start configuring the customer portal. The first thing you need is a project folder. The second thing you'll need is a portal field template. And the last thing you'll need is a customer contact, at least one. I already have here in the Organize panel over on the left a project folder that I have created that will be the destination for any tickets or items my portal users create. All you need to do to create a project folder is just select the All Projects folder, and then you can click the Add button to add a new project. Similarly, you can select an existing project folder and click the Add icon to add a subfolder in case you wish to make a subfolder the landing zone for any items your portal users create. So that's good. That's all set to go in my case. And when I select the portal project folder, there's nothing in here. I only expect items created by the portal, in the portal I should say, to land in here. And so that's why you don't see any items here in the main view. So the next thing I need is a portal field template. Field templates in Axosoft are what customers see, or what users see I should say, when they go to add an item, edit an item. You may have already been configuring these for your general users, and this same principle applies to the customer portal. But we have what we call a portal field template that you can use by default. So a couple other details I should have mentioned previously. If you have access to the customer portal and you're a hosted customer, then you have an unlimited number of portal users. Same goes for installed customers. You get the customer portal. You just have to make sure that you've installed the customer portal website in addition to your Axosoft website. And installed customers also get an unlimited number of portal users. Just make sure that you won't be able to access the portal until you've installed it. If you have questions about installing the customer portal, you can go to support.axosoft.com, go to the install section, and we have a portal setup guide that can walk you through installing the customer portal. Again, this is only for installed customers. If you're hosted with us, then you already have it installed. If you have either the Help Desk and Wiki module or some Axosoft Help Desk module, it might be called differently depending on your plan, but that's where you will find the portal feature. Okay, so back to portal field templates. Your portal field template will be associated to the project folder. So here I am in the portal project folder. I'm going to click Edit, right click to edit, I should say. And I'm going to look under the Customer Portal tab, and these are all the field templates that Axosoft is using for my portal. So I have settings for work items and settings for tickets. And right now, I'm only really going to focus on my settings for tickets. I could focus on work items, but I'm going to keep things simple. And I'm going to make a distinct selection for this project folder. So you may, when you go here, you may have this set to inherit. What does this do? So because the portal project is its own project folder, the only parent the portal project has is the All Projects folder. And you could right-click, edit the All Projects folder in the Organize panel and go to the same section and you'll see what is selected for that all projects folder. And that's what will cascade down to this project folder. So up in the all projects folder, it looks like it's been set to the portal field template, which is actually what I want. But in case you have something different, you can go ahead and select the custom field templates option and then go ahead and make your selection. So again, the portal field template is what comes with the system by default. We have the shortcut here towards the top of this section where it says manage field templates. You can go to tickets, and here I'm just going to quickly review what I have for the portal field templates. I'm going to click the pencil icon to edit. And here it is. Here's the field template. I actually don't want my portal users to be setting the priority for my items. I just need the title, the description, and they're welcome to attach any files they want with their ticket. So that's good with me. I'm going to click Save. And we are good to go. So this is a portal field template that my portal users will be using. So we have our project folder. We have our portal field template. Now we just need to make sure we have our portal users. And so before you even start adding real people to the customer portal or as customer contacts, we want to make sure we test out what a portal user would see when they log in. And so we recommend that you create a dummy user or maybe add yourself as a customer contact. A customer contact is a portal user. In order to log into the portal, you must be a customer contact in Axosoft. And so customer contacts are the people that you see here in the all customer section, or in the customer section, I should say, of the organize panel. They are grouped by the company or organization they belong to, and the people underneath are the customer contacts. And so I'm going to be focusing on one customer contact I've created here already, Han Solo. But in case you wish to add a customer, all you would need to do is just select all customers and then click plus, and you can create the organization. If you already have an organization and you want to add more people to it, you can just select the organization and click plus. Oh, I'm sorry. You can go to the ellipses and add contact. There we go. So that will take you to add the customer contact. We do need their email address, and you will need to decide whether they can log in and what portal security role they can use. If you're just creating them and you just want them here on standby, you don't have to check this box true yet. And then we'll be going over portal security roles here shortly. One more thing, if you want to go to Tools, People, Customers, and Contacts, you do have an option under this More menu to import customers. And if you have a .csv file, a spreadsheet of customer contacts you wish to import, you can take advantage of this to import them all at once when you are ready. Okay, so a few things about my test user that I'll be using to test my portal. I'm going to right click to edit Han Solo here. Han Solo is using the default portal security role. What I've done here is I created Han Solo specifically so I can test what a customer contact will see when they log into the portal. My goal is for Han to be able to log into the portal and create tickets that I can see when I access the portal project folder here in Axosoft. So I'm actually going to collapse the customers pane now. I don't really need that anymore. And I'm going to go to my portal over here on the right side. And this is Han's login information. I already entered his password. Let's log in here as Han Solo. So here I am. I have Han Solo logged in, and he has access to both tickets and the wiki. So why is he seeing what he's seeing? You may be asking that question. So here's where we're going to go next. So now that we know what he sees, we're going to go back to Axosoft. I'm going to go to all projects here. So I have a few items here already in Axosoft, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to Tools, People, Portal Security Roles. You could also go to Tools, Customer Portal, Portal Security Roles. Either path will work just fine. And we're going to examine the default security role that Han is associated to. And so the reason that Han can see tickets and the wiki is because he has permissions to see tickets. And if we scroll down, he has access to the wiki page in all projects, which is what we were looking to do here. So I'm going to scroll back up here and let's break down these permissions here. General permissions. Can this portal user add items? Yes. Where can they add items to? The customer portal, the portal project that I've created. Great. But you can select a different project folder. You can select the all projects folder. If you select a parent project folder, then they'll also have access to all child project folders underneath it. So keep that in mind. Okay, next section, customer portal permissions. What are customer portal permissions? What do these correspond to? Customer portal permissions are dealing with items that are marked show on portal. So right now, I'm going to go through it all one step at a time here, but Han, this portal user, anyone with this portal security role has access to view items that are marked show on portal for all projects. There's no filter applied on top of that view. And of those items that are marked show on portal, this portal user can edit those items, can view attachments, and can add attachments. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to make a change. And maybe you previously saw that this customer contact could see an item. This item is associated to Han. So let's go back here. And let me show you what I mean. So up here it is, item SRX005. It's directly associated to Han Solo, which is actually the second set of permissions. And then it's also not marked show on portal. So why is it then that Han can see this item? If it's not marked show on portal, I just showed you the section that told me, hey, if this user can see any items that are marked show on portal, they should not be able to see this item. So why is it that this portal user can see the item in the portal? Well, that gets us to the second section, well, the third section, I should say, of the portal security roles. So bear with me. Here we go. Okay, so now we get to the customer specific permissions. This section of the customer portal security roles deal with items that are directly associated to a customer contact. I don't want to use the word assigned, but you can think of it that way. Is an item assigned or associated to a customer contact? Here, if an item is associated to a customer contact, can they view it? Can they view their items? Yes. Of the items that they can see, do you want me to filter if it's closed, assigned to me, closed this week, not closed? No filter for me this time. You can also create your own filter to filter this down even further. Can they edit their items? Yes. Can they view attachments, add attachments? Yes. And then there's even this special permission. Can they view and access items from other people within their company? Yes. Okay. So let's break this down even further. What does it mean to associate an item to a customer portal contact? Really, it just comes down to dragging and dropping an item over to the customer contact. So I can take this test item I created and I can drag and drop it over to Han Solo. I have made this item, I've made this customer contact I've associated this item to this customer contact. A little tongue twisted there. And so now if I refresh my screen, Han will be able to see both of these items, and the reason why is because Han is the customer contact for both of these items. What if I want to show an item in the portal but not associate it to my customer contact? Is there a way for me to show that item without associating them? Maybe it's associated with a different customer contact and I want to keep that. What you could do is you could take advantage of, again, the show on portal permission. So because this default security role has the permission to view any items that are marked show on portal, the only thing I have to do next is change the show on portal field on an item to be true. Here I have an item. Right now it's set to false. The way you can enable the show on portal column is you just go to this gear in the upper right corner. You go to ticket, or whatever the item type you're dealing with here. And you just want to make sure the show on portal column is enabled. Once it's enabled, you could right click on the cell itself, edit show on portal, and check the box. If you have multiple items you wish to mark show on portal, you can just perform a multi-select, a multi-select and then a multi-edit. So let me click edit. And again, you can just access the show on portal field check it true. And so now I have two items that are not associated to Han Solo, but they're marked show on portal. So when I go back to the portal and I refresh my screen, Han will be able to see these items. Great. So that's how those portal permissions work. It is possible. So here I'm going to use Shift then P to bring up the command palette. You can always just go back to Tools, People, Users, and I'm just going to click Portal Security Roles just to jump to it. So let's edit the default security role again. Maybe I don't want to give access to any items that are marked show on portal for this user. So you could completely remove these permissions, but what will happen, you might ask? Well, if I refresh my screen, Han will only be able to see items that are associated to his customer contact. So in this case, 1 and 5. If we close out, Han is indeed only associated to items 1 right here and 5. And the reason I know is because here's Han and here's Han. Great. And vice versa. You could do the opposite. You could only show them items that are marked show on portal, but not show any items that are directly associated to their customer contact. Okay. Last couple things. So Han has the ability to edit these items. So if he goes to edit, he'll be taken to the field template. This is the portal field template that we were editing previously. If there is no portal field template associated to the project folder, the customer contact will not be able to do anything when they go to either edit or add or view. So they'll get an error. And so you have to make sure you'll go back to the portal project folder, or the project folder, whatever you call it, and make sure there's a portal field template associated to it. So just go back to the beginning of this video to see how I did that. And if Han wants to add an item, okay, so in the portal security role, restricted his ability to add to the portal template, to the portal project folder. So let me do a test from the portal. I'm going to stamp it, and here it's edited by me, the portal user. Here it is, test from the portal. And now if I go to refresh my screen as the Axosoft user, here I see test from portal, great. So I have successfully been able to set up a portal user who can log into the portal, view items that are associated to the customer contact. They have the ability to add their own items, and they can edit and view their items as well. All of these are great. This is exactly what I was hoping to do with the customer portal. And the way you can do this is just by setting up a test dummy user. Make sure you have those 3 components that I mentioned earlier already set up and ready to go. And then have that dummy user side by side with your Axosoft admin account so that you can test how the portal security roles work. As you continue testing, make sure that when you go in here, feel free to copy an existing portal security role and just add to the permissions. You may need to go in here and change what project folder they access, or you may need to apply a filter on top of their existing permissions. Or maybe you want to give them access to the wiki. And so in this case, I did provide access to the wiki. I only have one wiki page in my example here. Here I just have the one wiki. And if I were to go back to, if I were to go back to the portal and go to the wiki page, then this is the wiki page that Han sees. Great, which is exactly what I was intending for him to see. Okay, one last few notes. If you go to Tools, Customer Portal, Settings, there are some advanced settings here. If you want to add more columns that your portal users can see in the grid view, you would check these boxes to do so. If you wanted to, maybe change the logo that appears in the upper left corner of the customer portal, you can update that from the appearance settings here in the settings, and also change the footer. There are some more advanced settings that you can go through here as well. I'll leave those up to you. For example, whether or not you send in an email when you approve a customer contact, that can be controlled right here. What's the from address that it uses? So these are just some additional things that you can configure just depending on your settings. If you're okay with the defaults, then the defaults should work just fine for you. Okay, last thing I'll let you know is that we do have some documentation on the customer portal. So earlier I talked about where you would go to install the customer portal if you're an installed customer. But whether or not you are hosted or installed, you can always go to the portal section of our documentation. And in the About Portal section, we do our best to keep a list of all the features that a portal user has versus someone who's an Axosoft licensed user. So remember, the portal user is a free user and you don't have to pay for them. But as a result, they do have limited permissions compared to an Axosoft user. And many of these will likely stay this way because there's just certain permissions, like for example, workflow is an Axosoft only user permission because it has a potential to delete data. It is possible to share the dashboard, and I encourage you to explore the documentation to learn how to do that. That would be under reporting dashboards in case you're curious. And then of course, if you are still setting up the portal and you have questions about what the portal security roles do, what the portal permissions do, we encourage you to go to the portal setup guide. And here, again, I run through basically what I showed you in today's video. I even talk about what the permissions do. And here's a quick reference on what each of the permissions do and what it means to enable certain permissions. Okay, I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to either reach out to our team at success@axosoft.com. And we hope this helps you out. Thanks for watching.